Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast, C2E2, but not really 2019 edition. I'm your host and sometimes referee, Zach Stad Pearson, and today I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend that flew in from South Korea. A one, my battle, your battle, the Wakandan pretty boy, Hill.
I'm glad to be here, ladies and gentlemen. This is filmed in front of a live studio audience of these
And of course, to know her is to love her. To hate her just means you said something stupid because you thought you had a chance. The man killer of all men killers, Raven.
Currently hanging out on the International Space Station. At least that's where my mind is.
Apparently also hanging out with Afro Man. Okay. All right, we're going to get into the topics real quick. Topic 1. Google is trying their hand at a streaming video game system. What do you think they need to do to actually be able to make it sell, and how much you think it should be worth? Number 2. Video game online censorship is hard, especially on big companies. Some of them use a report system, but that only catches people after they've done something. Do you think companies should be investing in programs and algorithms to automatically catch people? Or are we just doomed to keep using the same system we've been using? First quarter, Q1 is almost over. What TV shows, video games, pop culture, books, and whatnot are you looking forward to and you think people should try to get into this year? And no, you can't cop out by saying a Marvel movie. That's everyone's answer with a pulse. Unless you just hate being happy. And our fifth one, which is a rare sight. CDs made the cassette become obsolete, and the same can be said when going from DVD to Blu-ray. What form of digital storage do you think has the highest chance of becoming obsolete in the near future? Or is overdue for an upgrade at the bare minimum, and why? Feel free to look up stuff on YouTube and Google as far as future data storage formatting tech if you need to. I'm hoping you either A, do it while we're talking, or B, you've done it beforehand. All right, so this is going to be a little bit awkward, but y'all can use this as time to A, type amongst yourselves, and I do mean type, or, try to figure out what you want to do for topic 5 if you even get that far. We have a live recording, or we have a previous recording of all the questions and topics from our dearly departed Corey Troy. And no, he's not dead, but he wasn't able to make it, but he was able to record his questions. And I'm going to let the video recorder, or I guess audio recorder, listen to that. And when it's over, I'll be sure to let you guys know.
Topic 1, I don't really care about the Stadia. I don't think it's going to affect the market too much, other than being another streaming service with a lackluster controller. Feels kind of cheap. It's cool that I can use any controller with it, but I feel like that's an excuse for a crappy design of a controller. I might try the service in the future at one point to see how it is, but I'm not really sold on it. They didn't show anything worth of note during their press conference, other than a couple tech demos. They didn't have any big games to sell the streaming service on, so I don't think it's worth it. For topic 2, I don't got anything. For topic 3, there's no shows I'm looking forward to. Same goes for games. I don't have much time to play games nowadays. I'm working way too much, but I definitely have to get through Dragon Quest 11 and Nier. But I'm looking forward to Astral Chain, Fire Emblem Three Houses, and the Final Fantasy X remaster for Switch when it goes on sale for $20 at some point. For topic 4, I think a very easy translation of book would be Fire Emblem, maybe Shadow Dragon. One of the earlier games, I feel like they have a really simple, straightforward story. I feel like it's easier to do the fantasy stories maybe. Soul Calibur would be really cool, and Bloodborne would be, I think, decent reads. Maybe a cool lore about one of the old hunters in Bloodborne, or I don't know. I just think Bloodborne would be like a really disgusting, like, fantasy world building kind of like book. Maybe I'm wrong. For topic 5, I think everything is gonna go digital at some point down the road. I recall there being like an article from like 6 or 7 years ago about like a crystal Blu-ray that could hold like a crazy amount of space, but it sounds like it wouldn't be very cost effective for any of the companies right now. Maybe like, you know what? Maybe like cartridges. Cartridges are getting bigger and bigger. SD cards can hold like, I think, a terabyte now. I think a terabyte came out like earlier last year. So I think maybe cartridges can, I don't know why I can't say cartridges. Cartridges. Fuck. Whatever. I can't say it. So I think those maybe instead of Blu-rays, maybe those might be cost effective in the future. But I think everything is just going to go digital.
Okay, I'm back. Who missed me? Ouch. All right, who wants to go second, technically?
I'll go.
All right, bring it in, Battle.
Alright, topic 1, the whole Google trying to set up for the streaming thing. If they are going to do it, first off, I don't think they're going to put a price on it because mostly everybody else in this own department between Steam, Twitch, and YouTube having their own built-in streaming abilities within their own algorithms or their own usage would be a real hindrance because nobody would help it pick it off the ground because nobody was buying it. Even if you were to market it to people and try to make it look like, hey, Ninja's using this thing that we made, you're not going to get somebody like me who's like going to use it just to show my friends or other people what I'm doing online to use it. So that's all I say. If they are going to do something, make it free. Secondly, have, I guess, better control of, like, where everything is. Because Twitch, the setup is just crazy. And, like, when I'm trying to find one thing, then it's just, like, the whole entire menu is just, like, jumbled to me. Where it's instead of it could just be, like, something neat, at least, in my opinion. Number 2, the censorship. Literally, that's
Hey,
like,
yo, you forgot cost. How much do you think it should cost?
nothing, because trying to get something like that off the ground, honestly, that to be like the donation thing is like, it is free, but if you want something better, give us money. Really tie people in, because like once people like something, they will buy something. Because I'm told all the time, this game, everything in this game is free to play. But I like this game enough to where I will actually put money into the game. So that's why I say it costs nothing, and then hook people that way to show them how good it is. And he's like, oh, okay, I actually like this. I'll put money towards this now. But if I was gonna say after the we will hook you in, I'd say about $5 if you're just gonna be like a standard dude, and then like $15 if you're gonna try to build a career off of this. If that makes sense. Numero 2.
Hey, Hill, are you on push to talk?
I am.
Because it sounded like somebody was in the microwave or something. Just checking. Continue.
2. Literally the only thing that I see for immediate censorship, and this is like not ironic, but the only thing I can think of that is just like quick and for censorship is like when Club Penguin, you just like put in like a swear word and then like you're immediately banned for like a week.
What the fuck is Club Penguin?
You don't Wow, you're older than me. You don't remember what Club Penguin was, the online website with the penguins, and it's pretty much like.
Nah, I don't remember Club Penguin. Raven, you know anything about a Club Penguin?
I have no idea.
You're both older than me, and you don't know what Club Penguin is.
Yes.
I was living a very different life.
The fact that you even know what Animaniacs is nothing short of a blessing, so you can't talk.
Basically, it was like online chat room thing where you just make some customized penguin and play weird online like browser games like solitaire, what have you. And like for their bot and like robot system, it was like when anybody would say like a swear word, their account was immediately banned right there, gone. Well, at least or put on a restriction for them cussing immediately.
Nah, we were big kids, so we just snuck into Yahoo chat rooms.
But I don't think that's gonna work out now as it did then, because back in the day, you couldn't just keep making a bunch of emails because you had to like put a lot of money towards your first email.
Yes, people forget that emails used to cost money.
Dude, I had like 300 something screen names on Yahoo, and I paid for none of them. Do you remember user rooms?
Yeah, that's what I was referring to when I said chat rooms.
Well, okay, no, you had the user rooms and they shut them down, and then they had like their own servers. So instead of having specified rooms made by people, like the users themselves, they shut that shit down because they were like, these fucking predators and these kids, and it's like, yeah, it's unmoderated. Like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? Children are gonna disappear. So they did like the Japanese anime 1, 2, 3, and 4, no matter depending on how many people you had. But even then, I remember when they totally got rid of the Yahoo chat rooms and everybody went to Cheetah Chat because like the Java servers were fucked up and you either had to have like Messenger. It just wasn't fun for anybody anymore. So, and then the bots came and ruined everything.
Be thankful, Hill, you weren't born under the thumb of AOL floppy and CDs. You have no idea what nightmares we occurred in the 90s.
I bet you I still have a fucking floppy disk somewhere with like my homework on it from elementary school.
Ah, floppy
But
disk.
all in all,
May he rest in peace.
all in all, I just think systems doomed to fail. We're just gonna have to deal with what we got. We're report after match or what have you, and hope they do what they can. I mean, Blizzard has a pretty decent system where they're not just gonna get rid of the account. They're gonna get rid of the account within the IP address. So you gotta get like a VPN or literally move somewhere else to do something.
Oh my god, it's so scary and genius at the same time.
Oh. The video game and TV stuff I'm looking forward to. Let's see. Dope that they confirmed Dragon Ball Super in the future. That was awesome. Make her Broly canon. Let's see, where is it? Well, one thing I am looking forward to playing though, Daemon X Machina. That game, I've been following that ever since its JPEG appeared in like one of the Nintendo Directs. Like, oh, this game is gonna be awesome.
The fuck is that?
Daemon X Machina?
Yeah, like, give details. I ain't heard about that.
Alright, so dystopian giant robot future where you gotta pilot giant mechs, go to different like desolated areas and fuck shit up, get different items. have you? It's like dope. Let me just pull up something with my other phone while I try to briefly explain it to you.
How the fuck you got 2 phones? How many hoes you need?
If I'll be real with you, I would have 4 phones total if my other 2 are in storage.
Jesus Christ, man.
This game is like awesome. Let's see. There we go. Damon X launching the official trailer. Just share, copy link. That's one game. Like the guy said, that Astral Chain is looking dope because, you know, obviously JoJo references and what have you.
Damn, now I can't use that.
Now the only thing else I'm waiting for is what Mr. Sakurai has set up for the rest of the Smash Ultimate DLCs. That's what I'm looking forward to. Just what do the remaining 4 fighters be? And whatever I guess they're doing for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Still super pissed that the selling point of the fucking franchise was mixing Final Fantasy with Disney, and then you get to Game 3, and the Final Fantasy everything disappears. Fucking still pissed.
That was disgusting.
And yet you still gave them your money.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the pain of waiting. You have not heard the name Duke Nukem. That was when I first learned my lesson. Duke Nukem had a game that was scheduled to release in the year 2000 after having 2 landmark games that satirically took the action shooter world by storm. That game that was supposed to come out in 2000, yeah, it came out in 2011. I knew after that I was not doing any more bullshit waiting. But that's not really what pissed me off. What pissed me off is we waited this long and there is no Final Fantasy characters in it. Sora lived on an island with Final Fantasy characters. He grew up with them. Best friends were them. But excuse me, choking on the smoothie. But as I sat there watching the ending, they don't even appear. The ones who aren't super special people, like the ones from Kingdom Hearts 1, they don't even appear. And that was when I knew these bitches are not getting $60 from me. And even if they made some DLC, it better be 99.9% Final Fantasy. Fuck the bullshit. I came for that shit when I first saw the first trailer. Hill, you may not remember this, or hell, you might not even know who the fuck he was. But when they advertised that game in America, the commercial starts or either ended, I think Raven backed me up on this, with the narrator saying, "You'll never know who you'll see next." And they show you Cloud Strife when he first appears in Hercules Stadium. I dropped my drink on the floor and my mom ran in the room and stared at me, and I didn't even realize she was there for like a whole 30 seconds. Now I have a black mom, so I was like 5 seconds away from an ass whooping at that point. You don't ignore a black mom. It usually doesn't end well for your ass. Literally. And here we are, all the way from 2000 to 2019. And there's not one fucking Final Fantasy character physically in that game. Hill, did you beat that game?
I did not. I got to almost towards the end of the Toy Story level. And I just I'm gonna play something else.
See,
because it just became really overhyped, and it was
yeah, and it's too easy. Literally everyone I've talked to, they always make jokes about Kingdom Hearts difficulty. That's not even the problem. The problem is Sora does too much shit. He's supposed to be underpowered and had his power stripped from him in the last game they made. But before you get 5 hours into it, you have access to almost every type of possible thing he can do. Oh, you want to transform your Keyblade? No problem. We got you. Oh, you want to do a super special move with that move that turns off your invincibility and is basically you're mashing a button to make a super combo? No problem. We got you. You still want summons? Bitch, we got summon-themed Disney rides where you're completely fucking invulnerable while they're happening. No problem. We got you. Oh, you hate that the AI was stupid and didn't really help you out in the last couple games? No problem. We got you. I think everyone except Hill I showed that video to. Somebody leveled up his characters, went to the final, right before the last boss fight, stood perfectly still, and his AIs beat the fucking 3 bosses at once for him. And let's not even make a joke about how asinine and terrible the story organization is. Not Organization 13 story, but the way the story is actually structured. The whole franchise, let alone 3. Let's not even make that joke, because that joke is 20 years old. Fuck. They literally killed all the hype that I could have possibly had. But here's the one that really gets me more than anything. They went out of their way to shit on Final Fantasy 13, but Nomura, bitch, it was your fault that the shit was taking so long in the first damn place. It's literally his fault. But then he wants to sit up here and imply, oh, he's going to make a DLC or a future game where Sora goes and meets this fake version of Final Fantasy 13. Bitch, you're doing fake versions of Final Fantasy characters when you can go and get the real ones. I swear to God, I can make a whole fucking rant about that shit and I haven't even played the game. I anticipated it. Then, as y'all know, even in old podcasts, you can say, you know what? I'll get the game when it comes out, but fuck it. I'm not going for the hype. They've had me waiting too long. Now they just flat out piss me off. Anyways. Yeah, sorry about that. Rant over.
all good. That was pretty much the end of that, because mostly everything came out as is. Okay, I'm recording too. Let's see. Lastly, cloud storage will inherit the earth. Because already about almost all of my devices, between my Samsung and my Google and my Switch, are all backed up by cloud storage data. So eventually I say there's going to be a entirely separate network of just once you get Wi-Fi, it'll say, here's this storage on your computer, and then here's your storage in whatever Wi-Fi plan you have, and then the separate storage within Google's own thing they have for Google Plus members, if you, for whatever reason, still have that. Because this has become a very high demanding thing from what I've noticed of everything.
All right, Raven, your turn.
Oh boy, okay. Let me scroll up. Okay, Google wants to do streaming video game system. Yeah, that's gonna be fucking everything. Cause isn't PlayStation saying that they're not gonna sell, copies, like digital versions, like the codes anymore, like GameStop and stuff, not in any physical stores. Now you have to download it off their network or something, or buy a physical copy.
No, but if they did, we haven't heard about it, and that would be scary if it's true. Might want to investigate that.
You should look that up.
Yeah, you should look that up. You're the one who said it.
I just read an article about it the other day.
I know, but I'm really scared.
Notice from Sony telling them we are not going to sell you game codes anymore. Like basically to like download the full version. Like if you want to like, you know, purchase an actual digital version of it, then you have to do it through a PlayStation Network now.
Or Amazon. So, but hey, you hear that, Hill? Sounds like our good old friend GameStop got another nail in that coffin and that ass.
They were never good to begin with.
Ever since they took over Funko Land, but you know, sorry, Raven, I'm not gonna take over your time.
No, it's okay, and I don't want to think about the dark days of Funko Land going under. Alright, let's see. Yeah, everything's gonna go digital. Even as he was saying that cloud will inherit the earth. I mean, yeah, he's not wrong. I mean, even now, I think I had like a photo bucket, right, from like the fucking the Stone Age when it first came out. And now they're like, oh, you have all this free space, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, okay, now we're going to cap it. And, oh, hey, wow, suddenly they're, like, scaling back how much I'm allowed. I have not even touched that fucking account in I don't know how long. I occasionally remember how to log into it, but I haven't uploaded shit. But now they're like, well, if you're sure, you know, that you want to use this and upload, like, you're getting pretty close to, you know, this imaginary line we're drawing. I'm like, motherfucker, all this shit was free from fucking ever ago. And now you're gonna sit here and play fucking ticky-tacky in space like you don't fucking have a shit ton. Like, stop lying to people. You're just trying to make money. Same with fucking data caps when it comes to Comcast. Like you can't just use the goddamn internet. They're like, well, if you use it too much. It's like, you know what? Fucking eat a dick. So done. Anyway, let's see. Video game, in-game, censorship. Yeah, he also mentioned Blizzard. I think I know or have heard of more people getting banned and just like their IP just fucking nope. Axe to the dick, goodbye. Blizzard's always been pretty good about that. They don't fuck around. But the thing is, you cannot preemptively, what's that movie I'm thinking of? Oh yeah, you know, the one with Captain America, Winter Soldier. Yeah, that one.
Civil War.
Yeah, his whole algorithm to preemptively judge if you're, like, a piece of shit. Like, don't get me wrong, at least in an ideal world, we could totally do that, but, I mean, who doesn't say, you know, subjectively terrible things depending on, you know, who's the audience and who's like, I don't like what you said. I don't think you should be playing online. My daughter doesn't need to hear about your opinions and that gay people need to have rights. And then it's like, whoa, bitch. Because, like, once you start making those fine lines, then what becomes offensive, it starts to fall into the hands of certain people that probably shouldn't fucking breed or live. So, there's that.
Anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, fuck those people. I don't like the fact that you think I should be putting poison in my child. Your child is literally running around spreading the fucking plague and measles and like all of this bullshit. And you're mad at my words. I'm mad at your fucking infectious walking spawn, okay? So there's that. So you can't, I mean, I wish we could just look at player activity, and I mean, I think that there should be a system dedicated to looking at reports that have been filed, and unfortunately I don't think you can be like, well, we think that you're going to be a big piece of shit, and so we're just going to preemptively ban you, because that can get out of control really fast, and unfortunately you kind of do have to commit the crime first. It's stupid. So I mean, as far as reporting goes, I mean, I think it needs to be taken more seriously, and the context of what is offensive needs to be really looked into under the scope of, you know, common fucking sense. And like, is this okay for anybody to say? And if the answer is no, it's like, all right, goodbye, done, get him the fuck out. And let me scroll. What the fuck else was there? Okay, TV shows I am looking forward to. I just started watching that show, Barry, on HBO, so I binge watched that. I like it. Think it's fucking great. Can't wait. That's gonna be coming out soon. It's already set to record on my DVR. I think Attack on Titan is coming back soon. That'll be nice. Same within the fucking fall and whenever the fuck My Hero Academia comes back. 'Cause yay, that'll be good. Game of Thrones, obviously. Season 15 of Supernatural is gonna be the last one. Love that fucking show, but I already know it's been coming to an end, so got the remainder of season 14, which is still going or is ending very soon, and then the last one, and it'll be sad when it's gone, but fucking amazing show. Love Supernatural. Very good when it comes to sparking even like creativity when it comes to either like character building, world building. Like you can get a lot from it. They really stick close to like pieces of lore and do like research, and it's great. And other things I'm looking forward to coming back, probably a whole bunch of other shit. I don't know. I binge watch things. I gotta watch what's that goddamn show, Umbrella Academy? I'll probably watch all of that. I'm sure once I'm done, I'll be like, oh fuck yeah, season 2, and then I'll wait forever. That'll be fun. All right, what else? Digital storage. I don't know, dude. We're either getting to like a weird fucking land where everything's on a USB. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I mean, yeah, CDs are probably gonna have to go at some point, to be realistic. They are very easy to fuck up. I like them just fine. I don't mind using them. I like that they're cheaper than fucking digital copies for fucking starters. Like, God forbid, I'm like, I want to watch Iron Man. They're like, $20. I'm like, bitch, that movie is old. Are you kidding me? Like, fuck you, Disney. $20, a goddamn Marvel movie. I'm like, you cannot be serious. Like, well, we have the whole Iron Man collection for $60. I'm like, what is the fucking difference here then? Like a shiny gold star? Like what? Like it's the same goddamn price. Like
I'll tell you the difference. They're forcing
What?
you. I'll tell you the difference. They're forcing you to buy that god awful Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I mean, there were parts of it I didn't hate, but like a lot of it, I was just like, because I'm really not keen on Gwyneth Paltrow. She's only ever acceptable to me as Pepper Potts, and like that's the extent of her. Oh, and in Shallow Hal, fucking, I love that movie.
Literally saw that train wreck coming, so I was like, nah, fuck it, I ain't gonna touch it.
Oh, I love it. It's so bad. I think my favorite worst movie ever, though, is Sorority Boys, though. That fucking movie. Oh, I love it so goddamn much. I need to own a copy of it so bad. But yeah, no, digital storage, that's going to be the new thing. It's only a matter of time before, and I think it's going to be subjective to country and, net neutrality laws on who you're going to be paying for the space, like what company you're going to be paying to have your own personalized family space. It's all going to be coming to that kind of bullshit. Everything's going to be monetized to the fucking to the goddamn megabyte. It's just going to get absurd. Oh, whoopsie, I cut out. Yeah, it's going to get ridiculous very quick. Storage data, yeah, I don't have much hope for the future, but I do know it will be heavily exploited, and that there's gonna be a point where, I mean, remember, like, when cell phones were first a thing, and they're like, oh my god, government-sponsored cell phones or technology for, people in difficult housing situations, because, like, what if you don't have a landline anymore? Who the fuck does? I don't. I think I have one in my kitchen, it stays there. There's no phone that's been plugged into it.
Hey, some people got a fax.
Yeah, dude, what the, like, who fucking uses a fax machine anymore? I'm like,
Every business ever.
which is dumb. It's fucking stupid. I'm like, motherfucker, you better give me an email address because I'm just gonna take a picture of this. You're gonna fucking deal with it. You can zoom in. Like, I'm done. I'm not going out of my goddamn way to fucking take my ass to Kinko's. I gotta put on pants for that shit. Fuck no.
What the fuck? I am not cutting that out. That was too funny.
It's true.
How dare you make me put pants on?
It's a whole
You
fucking
charlatan.
process, man. You gotta put pants on and go outside. I fucking make a fax, go to Kinko's and pretend you're not a big piece of shit, and be like, yeah, I'm a professional. I don't even fucking know how to use a fax machine. I'm like, how do I do this, 18-year-old boy? And he's looking at me like, I have no idea. Wide-eyed and terrified. I'm like, I don't know how they work either, dude. And we're looking for the oldest motherfucker, just most decrepit fucking human form in that entire building, and just, please, how do I use this old technology? And it's a whole production, and then God forbid if they notice I'm not wearing a bra, it's just a weird, awkward, standing situation. You're
What the
feeding paper
fuck?
to this fucking old decrepit machine, and nobody's happy. No one wants to be there. Anyway, where was I going with this?
Hey, Hill, you ever hear a story and immediately not know if they're bullshitting or not? Because it sounds really, really good, but too good to be true.
Yeah.
That's like every other week with Raven.
This is my life, guys.
Like, did you go to the fucking FedEx Kinko's and just like a trench coat and shoes? Like, you make it sound like you weren't wearing nothing but shoes, drawers, and a trench coat. What the fuck?
Sir, you over my old black trench coat? And this is before fucking FedEx and Kinko's merged, dude. Even then, I didn't know how to send a fucking fax. I still don't. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah,
what life is.
totally
I'm not
deflect.
fucking ready.
Totally deflect. Okay, well, I guess it's my turn. Shit.
Yep.
I was hoping Ryan would have made it here by now, but it is what it is. I can always get them later and then splice them in. The beauty of video editing when you're not doing it live. All right, so fuck, I didn't forget its name. We'll just call it Google Gaming thingy. What's it called? Strata? Fuck, I feel like I should know the name of it, but that just goes to show you how relevant.
Rattling banana.
Yeah, I bet you would. I think it's called the Stratus, so I'm gonna call it Stratus for the time being. All right, Google. Can I call you Google? Let's just talk real quick. Google, you have a lot of money. You have a lot of power. You can do a lot of things with your money and power. Video gaming answers to no one. Big corporations want to enslave everything and make shit conform to their route, which is basically give us all the money, and then when we can't get the money we used to out of you, fuck you, go die. They tried that, but they failed. So now video gaming is just in a constant flux of stability, which is a weird paradoxical statement. But at the end of the day, video gaming does not need Google. Oh, someone just typed something. Let me see here. I would say that out loud, but I might get some trouble. Okay, so to me, it seems like this is a natural evolution. They came out with the Chromecast, so you can basically turn any TV into a web browser. They came out with that other Google thingy, which name I don't remember, and that thing basically lets you use apps on any type of television, as well as, do browsing and utilize any other service that they have that involves Droid. Dumb shit like that, stuff that just makes you a lazier person. Because it would kill you to do the same things on your laptop or a tablet that you do on your television. It's not like it was letting you use Netflix and shit like that. It was literally just turning your television into a web browser. But they want to create a streaming game box that not only you pretty much probably can't even really physically keep your save files, but you basically got to pay them just to have access. Because I want to keep this in mind for those dumbasses who don't seem to understand that the only reason people say that gaming is going to end up in an all online cloud bullshit service are corporate dumbasses who tell their who tell their executives and managers and directors to say this dumb shit. That is never going to happen because the entire world is never going to have the internet. And even if it did, it doesn't mean everyone can afford it. Video gamers don't need the internet to have video games. Video gamers need a good controller and a good game to play their games. Oh yeah, and it doesn't help to have a good television or a 4K television. They're very pretty. Also, hackers. Hackers may not hate big corporations, some of them they do, but hackers, when they get together, they create great change in this nation's corrupt whatever, insert whatever you want to hear. So if, let's say, for example, in the next 24 months, we find out that literally every single interactive digital media entity is putting everything on a cloud. Who here can honestly tell me by, saying something over the microphone that they think hackers will not be able to get into the shit and make it able to be downloaded and watched offline? Exactly. My personal opinion means absolutely nothing in the face of hackers. Money means absolutely nothing in the face of hackers. They'll take it. Shit, they're hackers. The only thing that matters is not pissing them off. Oh, great hacker overlord masters who I don't actually serve but deeply respect because I'm not trying to be on your shit list. Everything from how your car drives, if it was made after 2000, I believe 3, to the lights and gas in your house can be hacked with little to no effort or through a kit that someone already has made. So let me be perfectly, absolutely clear. All online only or online always is nothing but a pipe dream of people who don't play video games, but who invest and buy shares in stock in video game companies. That is regurgitated by the idiots who run the companies because people sometimes look at them as if they have their fingers on the pulse. And it's depressing and disgusting. And that's before we factor in my entire opinion. So basically, I don't even see Google's system as a threat. I see it as, this is what happens when you try to market yourself to the broke motherfucker. Because broke motherfucker might see the appeal of this. Oh, hey, if I get rid of my Netflix or if I get rid of my Hulu and my Spotify, I got unlimited access to any game that has ever come out or will come out on a PC. First and foremost, shit's gonna glitch and brick in a bitch out. Google's quality assurance is gonna have the same issues that Steam does. Too many games coming, not enough people to sit there and say, hey, your shit ain't running properly. And then what is going to happen when with your customers? You're going to tell them, oh, sorry, there's absolutely nothing we can do because these assholes have to patch their own shit. That doesn't always happen. We all know that doesn't always happen. And then here's something I haven't seen factoring in, and I know this is a question that I don't think anybody in this podcast can answer. If the games we get access to the games and the full game from the stream for streaming purposes, and we can play them on any device as long as we can link up to it via Google, how does DLC work? I got to pay a monthly fee plus an extra $20, $30, $40 for DLC? Or is the DLC automatically included when it comes out? Nobody thought of that. And Google didn't even think of that because that shit wasn't at their press conference. Also,
I think you'll probably have to pay an extra fee for that DLC, maybe. Because what if
DLC I don't own.
Yeah, well, you would have to purchase it. I mean, I think that if you have some kind of a subscription, and because realistically, if it's like new games or whatever, God only knows how much you're gonna have to fucking pay for that. You want to charge $60 a goddamn game. If you are paying a certain amount, I think it's gonna be like, renting, streaming, all these games. Like, yeah, great. But I think, what if they're only like a couple at a time within a certain time frame? And if you want more than one game at a time, you pay, an exorbitant addition of money or something. And for DLC, you probably either have to pay a fee to rent parts of the DLC or whatever the fuck have you along with that full game, or you have to pay for it as a separate fee. and then that just like it gives you access to that. Should you choose to rent that game again? I don't fucking know. That's a weird thing, but it can easily just be. It can be, you know, held in the face of others. Like, oh wait, look, we're not charging you $15 for the DLC, you know, as opposed to buying the full game. But in the end, they're gonna more than make their fucking money back with this whole. Well, if you get the DLC add-on package onto, you know, what you're already paying, it'll be like an additional subscription on top of what you're already paying. At least that's what would make the most sense.
Hey, Hill. Hill.
Yes, I may help you.
I don't know how much of that you heard, but just let me ask you a hypothetical. If I let you, I don't know, for example, borrow a copy of Fire Emblem Three Houses, how hard should you hit me if you have to pay a fee every single time you turn that game on directly to me?
I'll probably hit you with a car.
Now imagine 1,000,000 or 100,000,000 other gamers, much like Hill, looking at this thing. Oh, so it's like the Xbox Game Pass, but it's every game that's ever going to come out for a PC, and the PC only shit. I can't mod it. I can't keep my saves offline. And on top of that, I still have to pay for DLC that comes out. On top of a monthly fee from Google, on top of a monthly fee from your internet provider. Not to mention, nobody knows how much bandwidth this is going to eat up. Google, fix your shit. I don't hate you, but I'm going to just say this right off the bat. You fucking up with your announcements when it comes to this gaming shit. You did not give enough data. Now I'm going to move on from that because I feel like that went on a little too long. All right, topic 2, video game censorship. To be honest, I hate to say it, and I mean this. This doesn't bother me, but I know it bothers a lot of other people. Algorithms is going to come. They're going to create a big ass change. And it terrifies the shit out of me. But I think the algorithms need to happen. Look, when we buy a video game, they're very, very isolated until you go online. When you're online, you don't control who you matchmake with by age. You go by skill level or you set it to random. Now, if I'm talking to Hill, and it's me, Hill, and of course we got to get Telford in on that shit, I can promise you 4-letter words are going to be the nicest things we say. But we can do that with each other. We've earned that with each other. We have each other's backs. We are fucking homies. I treat Hill and Telford like my own fucking cousins. And I mean that. But if a 5-year-old roll in on our ass, the game knows he's 5-year-olds. His parents know he's 5 years old. And the terms of service specifically say, hey, don't be saying no shit like this. And we're online doing this. They're not going to have people in real time able to catch us. Cyberbullying is a real thing, and it makes people want to kill themselves and do all other types of fucked up shit. Nobody wants the funk and stink that comes with having a product where someone was on or utilizing before they killed themselves. It sucks. So obviously they're going to do what everyone else tries to do and use an algorithm. But even though I condone and think this algorithm is a good idea on some level, now, don't get me wrong, I'm about as comfortable with it as a guy coming out of a dark alley at night. No matter how clean he looks, you never fucking know. It has to happen because there's no other way to catch them that fast. They can already damage somebody in advance if we wait till after they say something. But an algorithm, unlike, with Steam curation and YouTube BS, it can catch verbal cues and tones. It can go to a human being and say, hey, what is this person saying? Death threats? And he said that he's going to shit down their throat? Okay, you're out. Or give them a temporary suspension. Me? I'm good with it, because if the game doesn't stress me out, I'll leave my mic on. If I know it's a stressful game, even if I'm not mad at people, I might say shit, damn, fuck. Or if I get scared or surprised, shit, damn, fuck, I'm going to keep my mic on mute. I am not one of those people who wakes up in the morning and says, you know what? I want to be a scumbag to somebody online because they can't do anything to me. So the lesser evil, albeit evil, is going to be necessary.
Or you can avoid that entire thing and just either stay on Discord or the PlayStation chat, like whatever game you're playing.
Oh no, they're all doing that. Everybody's trying to do a crackdown.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be on like a dedicated Sony server and be fucking cussing up a storm, and then I got some 12-year-old being like, I don't like what you're saying, I'm telling mom. Like, fuck you, little child. But you can't say that. And frankly, I don't want to be blamed for that. So anytime I get fucking like salty as shit, like I'll be in a game chat, like I'll be playing with a friend, and he's like, oh wait, my 12-year-old nephew wants to play. And I'm like, I cannot be held responsible for what I'm about to say, so either you need to make sure he doesn't have that headset on, or you need to let me know if I should be muting myself or if I need to leave this party, because I'm going to say what I'm going to fucking say. I can't help you. Like, I'm at home, I am not on a Destiny server or anything like that. I did not bring this 12-year-old child nor invite them. It's like, no, you run at your own fucking risk. You put that kid on with the headset and he's hearing anything that I have to say, that's on you. That's on you, the adult. You just allowed that shit to happen. You may as well let the kid watch Wolverine and some Deadpool, all that shit. Just fucking call it at that point. Because, I mean, I go out of my way to not put myself in a situation where I'm going to get in trouble from the game itself. So, yeah, at that point, you jump in on my fucking chat and you don't like what I have to say, you can get right the fuck back out. Bye.
Oh, my fucking God. The only podcast I hate are the podcasts she's not on, which gets on my nerves because apparently she fucking hates her own voice, which I don't even understand. Anyways. All right, topic 3. This is rare for me. This is really rare for me because there's a lot of shit I have access to that I want to see. First and foremost, I'm going to start with the shit that's ending. I'm going to miss you, but I was the only one watching you. Because you were on a terrible network, but you were a good show. You're the Worst, yes, that's the name of the show, which was a series on FX, is airing its final season. Worthy of note things about this show is the fact that besides having dry humor, it mixes the entire smorgasbord of humor. They have everything from marital humor to dysfunctional people humor, veteran humor, and even though it's veteran humor, most of the shit they're actually talking about is real in real life. As well as, I shit you not, possibly the most dysfunctional couple I've seen on television. If you want a comedy that can get dark, but it's really more of a dramedy, a lighthearted dramedy, please, please, please get on Hulu and look up You're the Worst. They also have very, very good background music from time to time. I actually went and Shazammed some good songs almost every season. One character completely refers to the main character only by the name Bitch. He's obviously a satirical character, but I'm just showing you, hey, it goes places. My other one is Better Things, which just recently started its 3rd season. Better Things, which is starred off by Pamela Adlon. I hope I didn't fuck up that last name. You may know her as the woman that played Bobby Hill from King of the Hill for, I think 12 years. Yeah, well, she's also a very good writer. Better Things is a very, very good comedy, or what I like to call the new wave of dysfunctional comedies, and set up the characters, magically being laughed at because Oh, you're just so quirky, like in a bullshit sitcom. They embrace their dysfunctionality and they just do hilarious things around that dysfunctionality. The show basically features her raising 3 kids while her husband gallivants around the world doing all kinds of business calls and blatantly avoid playing any type of child support while he actually is living off of her money. So, believe me when I say you're going to be in for a treat. If there ever was a more dysfunctional version of Tim Allen's show, which I can't remember the name of, I like to call, Home Improvement. Look no further than Better Things. The main parent is female. She's raising 3 daughters alone. And also, it occasionally touches on to, racial issues, but they usually only last maybe an episode or episode and a half. It also goes places you don't expect. Like when grandma comes to dinner with special guest star Lenny Kravitz and specifically only uses the N-word because Lenny Kravitz, whose character I forget who was, happens to be there. Yeah. I enjoy all forms of comedy. I'm glad they're becoming more apparent. Now on the gaming side, since I can't say Astro Train anymore, fuck you, Hill. I will say I am looking forward to Season 6 of Phantasy Star Online 2, which starts on the 24th of April. Not too far away. Long story short, Phantasy Star was the sci-fi version Sega made to combat Final Fantasy. And it actually managed to have a decent following and be a bit of a cult phenomenon. But also, fun fact, its spin-off online series, Phantasy Star Online, was the first video game MMO ever, debuting originally on the Dreamcast. This is the sequel to that game, and it's doing very well if it has a 6th season, let me tell you. Free to play for anyone who's wondering. You can play it with a controller. Gameplay is kind of sort of like a Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 1 type. Your combos aren't manual though. They're mapped to a button and then they're acted out, but you can cancel them anytime you feel like. Oh yeah, and you can enemy jump too. Enemy jump. Is it in you? Now, as far as other games, we'll just go for ones that aren't out yet. I can't say Three Houses because, again, fuck you, Hill. Always having similar taste and shit. One of the other games I'm looking forward to is, well, I guess it's a rumor right now, but I'm looking forward to the DLC expansion storylines of Devil May Cry 5. Now, we've talked about this last time, but let's be honest, I don't care what people lie and say or think that they're not lying about when they say, we're making a complete game. But if people go into your code and they find out there's a ladies' night mode where you get to play all of the female characters that have ever been playable in a Devil May Cry game, and Daniel Southworth himself has hinted that Virgil is going to be featured in something in the future of Devil May Cry 5, let's be honest, we all know there's a season pass coming. I'm just waiting to buy season 1 of Devil May Cry 5. But technically these are games that are already out. So I guess as far as games that aren't out yet that I can actually claim, unfortunately I got nothing. It's too early to call. And everything else I called got claimed by a certain someone from Wakanda who shall remain nameless. So yeah, and as far as books, I think the second to last or the penultimate Game of Thrones book comes out this year. So I'm looking forward to that. I feel like y'all can hear that ambulance in the background, can't you?
Nope.
Oh, sweet. That shit is loud as fuck over here. Now, as far as movies, well, technically the movies I was looking forward to already came out, but I haven't seen them yet, which is Battle Angel Alita. I was scared of it because the character's eyes creep me the fuck out. It greatly disturbs me. There were a billion other ways to make that effect less scary, or they could have just left the fucking eyes alone. But I've been hearing good things about it. The only downside is the movie is longer than it really needs to be, but it's not a bad movie. So I might give that a watch. And we all know we can't say Avengers because, if you have a pulse, you obviously want to see that shit. But
Hands.
I am I am looking forward to the next season of One Punch Man, which no one said. Yay, I get to call it. They've already released a trailer. I'm also looking forward to the next season of Overlord. Unfortunately, I haven't finished season 1, but I just recently gained interest in it, so I'm going to watch it at some point in time. That's as far as on the cartoon front. Other than that, supposedly there's a new Dragon Ball related something happening in 2019, and it's not Dragon Ball Heroes. So I hope it's a new movie. I'm also waiting for the Broly movie to come out on a Blu-ray. Because I think, well, it's nowhere near time enough. But I think probably before the summer starts, or right when the summer starts, that movie's going to drop. Other than that, what am I looking forward to? Oh, yeah, Queen's back on tour again, people. So, get your Queen on while you can. We got maybe another more 20 years before the last couple members die, sadly. They're using Adam Lambert as the lead vocalist, though. It's a very interesting take. Adam Lambert doing Queen songs.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, apparently he's doing good enough to not get kicked off the tour. So, hey, if you respect the music, if you love music, and you genuinely just don't see it as a paycheck, you write your own shit, you sing your own shit, I don't care if you make pop. My problem is, corporate bullshit and fake ass artists pretending to be artists when really you're just a product. AKA every Korean boy band ever. But hey, that's a whole nother country. And last thing I'm looking forward to, and this comes with an asterisk, possibly working at Marvel. So, which would mean this podcast is going to have to come to an end because someone will try to use this against me or take my shit out of context, or either I will just have to give it to somebody else and change my alias and shit. But I'll call him Mr. Purdon because Purdon's his last name. And I'm trying really hard not to say Purdue. Mr. Purdon is a manager in their talent relations division. He specifically referred me to a video game assistant or game assistant type job within the company. And he alerted me that there was a deficit. And he wasn't wrong. When I looked up the actual application on the Disney website, that vacancy had been there since last November, which is crazy to think about. But at the same time, people go to a Marvel website to look for Marvel jobs, and they talk to Marvel employees at Marvel conventions. No one thinks to go to a Disney website, ironically, even though everyone knows Disney bought Marvel. So I'm looking forward to, talking more and emailing more with Marvel correspondents and seeing where it goes and where it takes me and all that shit. I am not making any promises or guarantees. I'm not even saying, hey, I officially got the job. There are a few people applying for it, but hell, that vacancy could be because they have such a ridiculously high standard. Disney does, but not necessarily Marvel. Not to say that Marvel picks garbage people, or at least not on purpose. But basically, I just hope it goes well.
I hope it goes well for you too.
And I'm also looking forward to Animaniacs because Animaniacs is coming back, and every single cast member was at C2E2 this week. It was beautiful. The guy who does Brain from Pinky and the Brain, he has a perfect Trump imitation. Perfect Trump imitation. So,
That is terrifying.
oh no, don't get me wrong. He don't like Trump. In fact, they even said, what was the dude who did Yakko? He even said that he hopes that we get to talk shit about the Kardashians. I just truly love a show that hates the Kardashians as much as I do. It's a beautiful thing. And his neighbor is William Shatner, who also thinks that he's Gene Simmons for over a decade now, which is hilarious. Fun fact, William Shatner's birthday was 2 days ago or yesterday. Also, the exact same day as the Dragon Ball anniversary. Also, the same month as my birthday. Yay. Yay, March. Greatest month of all time. Fuck you, December. Cheating and shit with all them holidays. So, yeah, moving on. All right. Ye old number 4. Also, somebody go pull up topic 3 from the messenger. I feel like it's missing, and I don't think I mislabeled. I think there were genuinely actually 5 topics. Okay. I've spoken lightly about this because I've known about some of the technology. In particular, 3 come to mind, but here's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to switch to a new type of cartridge in the form of USB cartridge. I think we're literally going to merge the best of both worlds. Generally speaking, the big appeal of cartridges was no loading times. Even though this generation may not remember it, video games used to not have loading times. I still feel weird and awkward when I play a cartridge game and I see a loading screen. Am I the only one who's a little bit disturbed by that?
No.
Good. But yeah, seriously, go see if there was a topic fucking 3 on the messenger. One of y'all, please. I think the 5D disc is going to happen. Now, the reason it's called that, as if it wasn't obvious, it reads data from 5 different sides of a disc instead of 1 or I believe 2. But also, since it was a different type of disc, the way the data was layered allowed it to get over 100 gigabytes of data on it. I think that is going to be possibly what 8K movies are released on. Because right now, 8K movies are completely digital. Because putting it on a physical device and then, selling it to people will cost too much. So the way I look at it, okay, topic 3 wasn't missing. All right. So the way I look at it, that would be what would happen at least for the disc wars. Which I don't know how that's not a TV show or a movie, disc wars. But as far as video games and, physical media, I think we're going to blend cartridges with USBs. I really do. Because first off, everyone's already heard of a zero drive. And if you haven't, people listening to this, the 3 of you, a zero drive is when you have an external hard drive or some type of storage media that plugs into a computer, but you can personally put in and determine its own built-in data limit. So let's say you got a flash drive, but it's got a micro USB socket and it has no built-in memory. You can put a micro SD card in there. We'll say it's 500 gigabyte micro SD card or something like that. Something small, which is disturbing to think that that's small now. Jesus Christ. I remember when 500 gigabyte micro SD cards were like $300. Man, technology scares me sometimes. I'm thinking that's what's going to happen with future devices. External hard drives are going to get smaller, not in capacity, but in physical space. They're going to get smaller. But we're going to start adding caveats or layers. So one day we're going to have an external hard drive that fits into the palm of our hands and it plugs directly into a computer. But then there'll be like a little latch or a code or some bullshit. And you can go and put in a micro SD card in there and expand the storage manually. That could work with games. And that would be really cool because that would mean now we could have downloadable DLC onto an SD card or something like that to plug into what the fuck? That's why it sounded familiar. There was a disc wars. I heard about this shit too. Oh my God, it was so terrible. Not even gonna go there. Sorry, people. Got on a little tangent. I found out where I thought of remembered the name Disc Wars from. I'll spare you the nightmare though. Anyways, as I was saying, I think we could have it to where we have a physical download of DLC that can feed directly to an external hard drive. Also, I think we're going to see external hard drives in unusual places or wireless external hard drives. For instance, everyone here remembers the Dreamcast, especially the controller, because the controller was way the fuck ahead of its time. Every time I look at the Wii U and the Switch, I'm just like, this is what the Dreamcast would be like if it still existed. But you could store physical memory in Dreamcast controllers. Why the fuck don't they bring that back? Why isn't there a little latch I can hit under the charging port, or a special button combination makes my controller open up and I can keep my save files or an external hard drive inside the controller? So instead of loading my games onto my physical, instead of loading the games on to a physical external hard drive and plugging it into the PlayStation, I could plug my controller up and boom, there's my game library right there. And since it's hard coded to my system, if somebody tries to play the games from a different system, they would need a passcode or an access ID, hell, maybe even a fingerprint scan or something like that. So yeah, in summary, I think the 5D shit's gonna show up. And I can't wait. I cannot wait for the 5D disc to show up. In fact, I'm gonna try to grab you guys a quick visual aid and link real quick. Feel free to stall by talking about random shit with each other.
Okay. As far as the idea of what you were thinking about with the controller, until, Xbox, which I'm still I think it's fucking weird that Xbox still uses, like, batteries for their fucking controllers instead of, charge them. I don't know how to fucking feel about that other than I laugh. Because, I got friends that have kids and they're like, oh shit, I need batteries, my controller. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what are you using? A goddamn Game Boy? Jesus fucking Christ. Why is it not wireless? And that always bothers me. And the fact that Xbox controllers require their own super special updates. I've mentioned that before. It's fucking stupid.
Ooh, yep. Yeah, it is kind of weird and awkward. I have found it though. Okay, so also, side note, one of the things I forgot, now I'm sad we all forgot about it. I'm looking forward to the fucking Marvel low-key television show with Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
How did we all forget that? Oh my God.
Well, because, that's once they came out with that, they were like, fuck, I guess I'm gonna get that stupid fucking Disney stream too. Never mind between the Amazon Prime, fucking Hulu, Netflix, probably Crunchyroll for some fucking reason. I don't know. It's like, how many streaming services do I even need at this point? But they're like, yeah, Loki gets his own TV show. I was like, fuck yeah. Guess I'm getting that stupid fucking Disney thing.
Because, torrenting and streaming don't exist for broke people. Okay, so as I was saying, the 5D...
I'm all for it, but fuck, dude, it's like effort now. It takes too long. It's just like I stare at my TV and I'm like, I gotta get up and torrent? Fuck that.
God forbid you have to put on pants to walk over to your fucking modem and hardwire it instead of Wi-Fi. Woe be tied to the woman who has to wear a bra in her own house. Anyways, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a wiki excerpt. 5D optical data storage is a nanostructured glass for permanently recording 5D digital data using femtosecond laser writing process. No, I don't know what a femto laser is. I'm pretty sure she's a nice person though. The memory crystal is capable of storing up to 360 motherfucking terabytes worth of data. But the data's half-life, unlike traditional media of 15 to 16 years, is billions of years. Literally, if you had one of these discs, just one, your family could put memories on this bitch probably for 5 to 10 generations. As of 2018, the technology is in production and it's used by Arc Mission Foundation. I believe they do something with space travel. Its first and second discs were given to Elon Musk. One disc is in his personal library and the other placed aboard the Tesla Roadster in space. Why is a Tesla Roadster in space? No, seriously. Why is their car in space?
NASA gave him money to find this way to Mars, And he sent that money into space with it.
I mean, does he hate NASA or did he think it was funny?
Both.
Wasn't it ultimately a test for his for the rockets though?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was originally to test the rockets and see if they could come back and self-land and all that shit. But I mean, why the fuck not put a car in space?
Yeah, basically you can store on this thing, instead of 1 or 2 layers, you can store data on 15 fucking layers. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I feel like you could fit the entirety of an MMO on that disk. Like, not the player data, like literally the server data that only admins and coders have access to. I feel like you could fit it on one of those disks. Oh my God. Oh, it's beautiful. I don't take back what I previously said about cartridges. Let's be honest. Cartridges and CDs are probably the 2 only forms of storage that can coexist with each other. They really can. Oh my God. That is fucking insane. Anyways, I'm gonna go check on Hey, if you got a dip hill, that's cool too. I'm about to wrap up. Okay, well, I definitely appreciate you guys coming through. Raven, do you have any last words that don't involve food?
No.
Hill, you got something to say to your fellow Wakandans?
I'm gonna tell you, mainsay it and jump force. I'm proud of you. On the 11th.
Okay, with that being said, I'm going to let these guys get out of here. And I'm going to start splicing vocal audio together from both members who weren't able to make it, that being Rye Guy and, of course, Corey Troy. With that being said, I'm going to also find some Devil May Cry footage because I feel like I haven't used enough Devil May Cry footage that I recorded. Oh, shit. Yay, he finally got here. Okay, well, I'm going to tell him, hop on in. You guys can stay or go if you want to. But he always has some good shit to say.
I'm good to stay. I'm spacing the fuck out. We're all good.
You can use your phone instead of your microphone setup if you want to. Oh my God, can we just talk about the fucking Animaniacs reunion, please? Raven, did you just die?
No.
What, you don't like the Animaniacs anymore?
I got nothing.
Okay.
It wasn't my favorite when I was growing up. I didn't hate it or anything.
That's a damn shame. What was your favorite then?
God, I don't even fucking know. I was a weird kid. Watched a lot of weird shit.
Let me rephrase that. What was your favorite Saturday morning show?
Fuck, dude, I don't know. I remember, shit, that's right, what was that fucking show? Gargoyles, and then they had, and then of course they had X-Men, which still, like, I think I have, like, all that torrented, and I want to watch it all again. But I can't fucking get over Gambit's extra fucking Cajun voice. It fucking kills me, I love it.
You know, it kind of got a little bit creepy when he literally tongue-kissed fucking Rogue in her sleep. You know, it was fucked up back then. She did say it was fucked up. But the fact that someone would even allow that to happen and for us to see it and know that that's not okay. Don't get me wrong, Gambit never gets in trouble for any of the shit he does. Fuck the bullshit. Gambit never gets in trouble for his shit. But just for them to acknowledge, nah, that shit wasn't okay on some level, especially when he got instantly punished, I was just like, oh shit. I don't think that's okay to do. Mind you, I'm like 6 when this happened.
Testing, you hear me?
Yeah, I also mentioned like 3 times you could just use your cell phone if you wanted.
Yeah, I wish I had thought of that on the way home in the car, but yeah. And here, my bad, I forgot that I had it set to press control to start talking. I'm so used to usually just having it just running.
Me too.
Have you seen the topics and did you remember to actually do your homework, or are you winging this shit?
I am glad that you asked about how well I can wing this ish, like a bird.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, since it's your turn, you're blowing through all the questions in order, so no one's going to interrupt your flow.
Alrighty. Well, let's see. Topic 1, Google. Video game system thing. Well, obviously, it's going to all depend what kind of games they get together, how well the network is going to be. Hopefully they don't have another issue like they did, what was it, about a week ago, where, like, all of Gmail was, like, non-functional.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious.
It was especially funny because I was trying to send my girlfriend something she very desperately, importantly needed while she's in India. Trying to, like, get her visa status further approved. And, yeah, it was a goddamn nightmare. Like, luckily everything worked out. She ended up being fine without the stuff. But, yeah, that was some bullshit. As far as anything else, like, again, yeah, the selection of video games they get, like what third-party companies are looking to support their platform, how much it should be worth. I guess that all depends what kind of specs we're looking at and like how it looks and runs. If we go into the thousands of dollars range, obviously no. Obviously an exaggeration, but I would figure, like, depending how it is, we could be looking anywhere from like 300 to like 400 or 500, I guess. That's just a wild estimate, with like little to no like actual information to look at and go like, okay, this is what you're getting. So divvy up. All right, let me think here. Let's see, video game in-game online censorship. Yeah. As far as censorship in video games, it's really hard to say, like, as far as, like, because stuff that just automatically catches people is, I don't know, sort of, it doesn't 100% work. A good example I can just pull right off the top of my head is Pokemon Go. It's something as simple as Pokemon Go, like, when they started having censorship for like what people name their Pokemon, and to an extent, first of all, I get it. I get that, you know, like, this is something where kids are going to be seeing this, and if you're trying to, you know, trace somebody a Pokemon named Fuckwit 5000 or something, yeah, I get that you want that censored in some way, shape, or form. But then it means, like, with how absurd the censorship is in that game, you can't even name, like, there's the Pokemon Butterfree, you can't even nickname it Butterfree or Butterfly because it has butt in there. And this isn't me speculating, I fucking tried. A lot of people fucking tried. You cannot do it. It's absurd. It has butt in its name right there as it is, just Butterfree, totally innocent as is. But because they're saying, like, oh, B-U-T-T, those letters in a row spell trouble immediately, no matter
Make it
what
double.
the actual word is. As it is, like, I can't even name, like, Pikachu is my girlfriend's favorite thing on this planet. I can't even catch one now and name it after her because her name is Anusha, which I jokingly tell everybody is spelled like anus ha. She hates that I tell people that, but I tell them that anyway. And as a slight detour there, I told my friend Alice that one time because she was having trouble remembering. I told her about anus ha, and she just goes, "Oh my god, you're a fucking asshole, Ryan." I'm like, "An asshole, yes, but are you going to forget?" And she just goes, "No." So, but anyway. But even then, like, so I can't name a Pikachu after her because her name has anus in it, even though her name is Anusha, which is a cute, beautiful name. So, and there's no way around it. At the very least, I would think that they could implement some sort of thing to allow each user to have their own settings as to what should be censored on their end. Like, if somebody has an offensively named thing, then let them just not see those. Or if they have no problem seeing an racy thing or whatever, then let them choose to see that. Like, it doesn't seem like it should be that hard, but no, it's just a universal blob. And I don't know. I realize I spent a lot of time talking about just one instance, but that's the it's just the example that pops into my head most closely, and especially since I don't do a lot of like online FPSs or anything like that, where I've heard of how absurd people can be on there. I've never encountered those as much with my experience on there. You experience trolls, you experience all that shit, but like, as far as people shouting racial slurs and homophobic slurs and shit like that, like, I understand you're trying to, protect other people from having to deal with these nitwits, but at the same time, it is just, what's the word I'm looking for here? Just
Inevitable.
Not even close to what I'm looking for, but we'll go with it anyway. So, anyway, I'll just move on ahead here. Is there, by the way, Zach, I meant to ask, is there supposed to be a topic 3 because it goes straight?
Yeah, that's what I said. Apparently, it's just a misnumbering. Topic 3 is actually topic 4.
Okay. Fantastic. First quarter almost over. What TV shows are you most looking forward to in the future?
Or video game or book.
I will say MK11 is getting me more. Like, when it was first announced, I was kind of, like, it could go either way. I'm getting more and more on board, and especially after, have we discussed at all that C2E2 trailer for Noob Saibot? Has that been discussed at all?
Nope. No, it is not.
Holy shit, let me tell you guys a little something about a boy named Noob that inspired a whole generation of fucking online failures and people new to a certain game who don't know what the fuck they're doing, even though Noob himself is a fucking badass. And in this trailer, have you both, I take it Zax may have seen it. Dady, have you seen this particular trailer?
No, not yet. I have seen links for it though.
Please tell me you've seen Johnny Cage. Has anyone seen what happens when Johnny Cage fights Johnny Cage?
I think I saw that at some point.
Oh my god, it was so fun. Hey, we should probably do, I already know, a summer buddy, like a summer buddy action flick. Like, oh my god, we're going to get all the blockbusters. Don't you mean Oscars? Just like, it just never stopped being funny.
Oh yeah, Johnny Cage has really fucking taken it to another level with this game. Like between like the whole like having the action figure and the new dialogues he's got with everybody, and like the fatality that we've seen already, you know, with the multiple takes breaking the fourth wall. And
Literally think that is the best fatality they will ever come up with, and they will not top it.
I beg to differ somewhat.
Did you notice who was holding the cut take, whatever you call it?
I did not.
That's Ed Boon holding it.
Okay, it is. Okay, I was wondering about that. Him flipping the camera off in the process is nice too. And in particular, I also like how they showed how in one of the menus he's straight up like doing the circle game.
Yeah, I don't know what that symbol is called, but I noticed that too.
Legit, like I had to look it up. Like it's only like I've only seen it being a thing over the last like year or so. So I thought it was this new thing, and then like trying to look it up online, I finally found it, and it was like, oh, apparently this is something for fucking decades. Like the kids grew up doing all the time. I'd never fucking heard of it until a year ago.
Damn shame you had a boring childhood.
Yeah, the whole idea is supposed to be that like you put your finger in sort of like an AOK position, like below your hips somewhere, like usually like around the crotchal region, and if you catch your friend looking at it, then you punch them, basically.
Dude, Malcolm in the Middle had a whole episode devoted to it.
You have a whole episode devoted to that, you said?
Malcolm in the Middle had a whole episode devoted to it.
Oh, Malcolm in the Middle. Okay. It's been a long time since I watched that show. I used to love that show. I tried to show my girlfriend it, and she just was not having it. She was not into it whatsoever.
Okay, look. Every time you try to show your girlfriend something cool, she craps out at the last minute. Look, just pay her to stay for one episode or one full song. She still hasn't even finished This Is America. I don't like the beat anymore. That's not the point.
No, like it's. I can usually tell early on when she's doing something. Well, and there are some things that she doesn't enjoy as much at first, but then she does warm up to heavily. Power Rangers Dino Thunder being a strong example. Like she was liking a bunch of the other Ranger seasons I showed her. Dino Thunder she wasn't liking at first, but then after she gave another few episodes a try, she was like super hooked, and it became like one of her favorite seasons. But
I mean, damn, I can't lie. Dino Thunder was the only season I ever watched on purpose after all the originals went bye-bye. Like, I love Dino Thunder. I would have watched it even if Tommy wasn't on it, to be fair. I was already at this point, like, falling out of interest in Tommy just because of, well, all the behind-the-scenes shit that is either caused by him or either he does and just fucking ducks out of acknowledging. But it was just actually a good season.
yeah, like I enjoyed it. Like it's not in my top 5 like it seems to be for a lot of other people. Like there are other people who like swear it's like the best season. I liked it. There were some things I thought could have been better, but as far as the execution and everything, but overall, like I did like it. I still got to give top props to RPM and Time Force, followed by In Space and Mighty Morphin. But yeah, and Beast Morpher so far is looking really, really good. 3 episodes in, we're super solid on that one.
I completely gave up on the shit, but at the same time, I will read the comics in a heartbeat. Also, guess who's in Chicago right now?
Yeah, I hear that one of my legit childhood fucking heroes is at C2E2. And
Try
I
3.
wish I had known about this ages ago.
3.
I would have tried to schedule something to do this.
Three of them are here, not 1, 3.
Yeah, well, the one that matters to me.
Oh, you mean Kimberly? Yeah, that's okay. I've been there too. Everyone has the Kimberly face.
Yeah, and also, hence why I kept referring to him, because Kimberly is the handsomest man to ever wear every color except pink. But, yeah. I'm talking about David Yost, obviously, for anybody who didn't pick out that Billy is my fucking homeboy.
We don't know that. There's 3 Power Rangers here.
Yeah, but yeah, I know, I saw who the others were, and that's nice and all, but David Yost is the one, like, who was legit my fucking childhood hero. And yeah, like when they released his interview with No Pink Spandex, where he like came out and was saying that the reason he left the show was because he was called a faggot one too many times and all that stuff. That video released the day before my flight left to go to California for that year's Power Morphicon, where he had tentatively for a while been listed as a tentative guest. It didn't end up. He didn't end up making it in the end, but yeah. So that had just left a weird taste in my mouth ever since that. Like, he seems to be doing a lot better now, and open to the fandom and everything like that, and that's very cool. And I just want to give that man a fucking hug, like a big old bear hug, so bad.
Oh yeah, you can give him a hug.
Yeah. But so anyway, yeah. I got nothing. But seriously, Zax, just wrapping this up before I try to get back on topic. I absolutely recommend, if you have Netflix or anything of the sort.
I do.
There you go. Power Rangers RPM. Phenomenal season. Like, it is. Yeah, it was the 2009 season. They make heavy references to them in the comics during the Shattered Grid event. Like, it is a beloved season. It has a phenomenal cast that's gone on to do some great things. Adelaide Kane, Rose McIver, Eka Darville.
What do you know about the Mastodon Sentries? Because I just found out about them like literally 3 days ago.
Oh, so you haven't read much of the comics then, huh?
I just got Shattered Grid, but I'm trying to finish Volume 1 of X-Men Red. And then I'm going directly into all of Shattered Grid. But without going into too much spoilers, like, how do they exist? Is it just 5 people who got the Black Ranger icon? Like, something like, how do they form a team? Like, what is that story?
Okay, so I'm going to assume that you're, can I assume that you know who Lord Draken is at this point?
Yeah, I know Lord Draken. I think the Ranger Slayer is Evil Kimberly. I'm not too sure. But I know who Draken is. I know that they fought him before and then he came back because he didn't really die. He just escaped. Most of the stuff I've read has been like the complete story shit. Like, I read the Pink Ranger thing about what actually happened after, she left the Rangers and when she broke up with Tommy, but that's about it.
Okay, well, basically, I won't spoil to you why the Ranger Slayer is evil, like how she became the Ranger Slayer. I won't spoil that for you if you haven't read it yet.
Thank you.
That's covered in the Go-Go Power Rangers section of the Shattered Grid event, as opposed to the Mighty Morphin. But as far as the Sentries, Lord Draken, after he defeated the Power Rangers, he ended up taking their coins, and he now has used those coins to infuse his own soldiers with those coins' energies. It's like limited versions and altered versions of those powers.
Oh, so he's fucking around with the power coins from that alternate timeline. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
well,
so,
don't tell me shit else. That was it. I really want to read it.
Okay, yeah. And I'll just say there are not just the Mastodon Sentries. There are other Sentries that he has as well. Other guards and stuff like that use the various Mighty Morphin powers. There even were Pink Sentries, but now that the Ranger Slayer is there, those aren't a thing. But yeah. So, and you find out about the Sentries actually not even in Shattered Grid. This was all the way back in, I want to say, between like issues 9 and 12-ish or so of the Mighty Morphin comic series, long before Shattered Grid, when they first encountered Draken. They explain what happened to the others and what he's doing with their powers now. So, yeah. But yeah, Power Rangers RPM is a series I cannot recommend that one highly enough. It takes place in an alternate world where the previous Ranger seasons never happened. None of those Rangers existed. It's a post-apocalyptic season with a phenomenal cast. Great story.
Wait. What's this shit called?
Power Rangers RPM.
Yeah, it's one of those alternate reality groups that they get.
Yeah, there aren't too many Ranger teams that take place in separate dimensions.
Yeah, I think there's only like 4.
What's that?
Yeah, I think there's only like 4.
Yeah, not even. At this point, there's RPM, there's Dino Charge, and then I guess now you have the world with Draken and the Coinless. So that would be, I guess, 3. And
well,
then,
that's comic book though, so.
Exactly. So yeah, all the other ones all take place in the same continuity, but yeah.
Is Lord Tyranno a good guy or a bad guy?
Lord Tyranno, did you say?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, he might be a fan character or something. See, I know that they made a Lord Draken, and the fandom made a red and gold Ranger hybrid, but there's also another one who's, I guess he's only concept art, called Lord Tyranno. I'll show him to him, but yeah, you go ahead and knock out them questions.
Okay, yeah, I'm game to check that out. Like, fan creations can be amazing. Like, there was one actually where it was the Venom Ranger. It was the Red Ranger, like, bonded with the Venom symbiote. That was a really cool cosplay, I will say. Yeah, RPM is such a great season. It's one of those I can actually show, like, when there's somebody, like, one of my friends who either just never really watched Power Rangers, doesn't know a whole lot about it, or they've seen the original, and then they're straight up saying, like, they hate Power Rangers. I can show them episode 1 of Power Rangers RPM, and they will just sit there in stunned disbelief, and they will straight up go like, holy shit, that was Power Rangers? Like, legit impressed, and they, like, want to see more. So, that is one of those I highly recommend.
By the way, you can't say the Loki Disney shit because I already called that one. So, yeah. What else you looking forward to this year in gaming and shit like that?
Okay. One more quick Power Rangers I'll recommend for you. Power Rangers Time Force. And as far as that,
I've seen that one. That's the one with Daniel Southworth.
Yes, that is
First time a female was the leader. And
Okay,
even then,
and
it
the
only
Tyrannosaurus
lasted like 5 weeks. That was fucked up.
What Time Force?
Yeah, it only lasted 5 weeks where the female was the lead. Then it immediately switched over to the red guy. That was fucked up.
She still remained technically the team leader. Yeah, they tended to follow Wes a lot as well, but yeah, like, she was still technically the leader and took command from, like, a lot of the time. And as far as the image you just sent me, yeah, that's another one of Lord Draken's sentries. That particular.
Oh my
Ranger.
god! Like, his sentries are cooler than he is.
Kind of like the redesigns they did were really great, and in Shattered Grid itself, you'll see, like, he ends up expanding his Sentry army to more than just Mighty Morphin Rangers. Like, he ends up utilizing Zeo Ranger 4's powers from Power Ranger Zeo. He uses Blue Samurai, Silver from In Space, a bunch of others. Like, it's nuts the army that he amasses for himself. So, on that note, let me get back on topic here then. That's what we were talking about. We were talking about Mortal Kombat 11, one of the games I'm looking forward to. And so, JD, I will just say, you haven't seen that trailer for Noob yet? Get off your ass. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. It was pretty much everything everybody wanted from the return of Noob Saibot. And his fatality, like, I'm not even going to say anything about his fatality. It is one of the most fucked up things I've seen in a long time. Like, as they even put it, like, on the panel, they're straight up going, like, we were trying to think, like, what is something that nobody wants to see? Oh, nobody wants to see that. Let's put that as his fatality. So, that they didn't realize it's fucked up. Like, nobody wants to see that, but they gotta see that. Like, it's amazing. Um, so yeah, between that, Cassie Cage. Oh, we were talking about back to fatalities. You were saying Johnny Cage's new fatality was the best fatality ever, and it's a good one. I still currently have to give it to one of Cassie Cage's fatalities in this new one, where she runs at you, like perforates your body with bullets, like upwards, like a perforated tear line, and then kicks you in the nuts and kicks your skeleton out of your body. Like, that is a phenomenal one. So yeah, very much looking forward to that game. I am also looking forward to Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, especially once the cast really expands. Like, they've only shown us like 9 characters, and this game's supposed to be coming out in like a couple weeks. So that's a little whatever, but like they're going to be adding more characters.
Of course, they love DLC.
Exactly. Like they've already announced 2 more characters. I don't know if they're going to be DLC or just readily available. And I'm sure they're going to add even more and more and more. Legacy Wars has been a lot of fun. I've had my moments in and out of it, you know, as far as things getting a little stagnant or whatever, and just keeping up with a day-to-day basis on it. But Battle for the Grid is looking pretty damn good. I'm fairly impressed with it, so I'm hoping that keeps up. Let me think. What else am I really looking forward to? I don't know. I'm hoping they show like a new Archer season or something like that. I would certainly look forward to that. I look forward to more of Power Rangers Beast Morphers. I realize, yeah, a lot of what I've talked about has been Power Rangers related, but this new season that just started earlier this month has been very good so far, and I'm looking forward to more episodes of that. Other books or games or TV shows, it's really hard to say. I don't know.
Oh.
I know you're asking about those particular things. I will also say
I mean, you ain't gotta force it. It's just a matter of, you know, hitting all the bases. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah. I will also say Avengers Endgame, which I know is a movie as opposed.
We literally made a rule that said if you call off a movie, it can't be that, because as long as you have a pulse, you want to see that.
Okay. Well, that's great to hear that I didn't hear that when I wasn't here. Fantastic. Let me see here. Okay, let's go to the next one then. Going from Blu-ray, I'm just reading about the stuff becoming obsolete. Form of digital storage. Let me think here. That's a tough one. That one I read ahead of time, and I'm still honestly trying to come up with a solid answer for that one. Because,
Okay, well, let me ask you, if you can't find anything, what would you like to see happen to storage in the future?
It'd be... That's a really tough... Like, that's one of those I really don't have any, like, legitimately brilliant ideas of, like, what could change what's currently not broken yet. Like, I'm sure we'll eventually get to the point of, like, yeah, this no longer has a place in current modern technological society. But as it stands, USB drives are still, you know, like flash drives like that are still okay for just something quick on the go. And half the time I can just bring stuff around, like transfer stuff to or from my phone to and from a computer or whatever. So that's usually the most readily available stuff I need. As far as, I don't know, the only thing right now that I tend to have trouble with is like transferring big, like if I'm doing voiceover work for somebody and they require like large files from me, large file sizes, then transferring that stuff reliably, that's just becoming a pain in the ass because a lot of email things will limit what you can send. And in particular, like even with Gmail, even if I try to send it as a thing or whatever, I only have so much storage that lets me do, and until the person on the other end has no more need of those lines that I've sent them, like it's sitting there taking up large amounts of space in my thing that I can't delete and make room for other stuff that I need to send along. So I don't know. And I've always used 4share in the past, and it just kind of lately a lot of people are having trouble getting stuff from 4share because it'll come up like, oh, this is a spam link. No, it's not. It's a legitimate thing that I'm trying to send along, and it's always worked in the past. And so I don't know if that necessarily covers the base you're asking about, but it's what I can contribute right now off the top of my head.
Okay, and with that being said, this has been another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. Enjoy the Devil May Cry 5 footage, and I will see you guys when I see you guys.
Hooray and adios and auf Wiedersehen and aloha and stuff.